Imagine controlling a criminal empire from thousands of miles away. Mark Buddle, a man from humble beginnings, commands Australia's most notorious biker gang, the Comancheros, across continents. Let's unravel the secrets of his remote rule and the high-stakes world of international organized crime. The rise of Mark Buddle. Mark Buddle's rise from the gritty streets of Maroubra, a neighborhood shadowed by the sprawling housing commission, to the notorious leader of the Comancheros, is a tale that echoes the classic anti-hero storyline. Born into a world where opportunities were scarce, Buddle's path seemed predetermined by his tough surroundings. But it wasn't long before he carved a different path, one that led him deep into the underbelly of Sydney's criminal world. The Comancheros themselves have a storied past, founded in 1966 as a brotherhood for those passionate about motorcycles, freedom, and camaraderie. Under the guise of loyalty and brotherhood, the Comancheros evolved into a formidable organized crime syndicate, dealing in drugs, arms, and fear. As the gang's activities expanded, so too did their reputation, setting the stage for a leader like Buddle to emerge. Buddle's ascension within the Comancheros wasn't merely through brute force, it was his cunning and strategic mindset that set him apart. Key events, such as the orchestrated takeovers of rival gangs and the ruthless enforcement of the Comancheros' territories, showcased his leadership qualities and solidified his reputation. His ruthless approach to dealing with enemies and his keen sense for opportunity cemented his position at the top. Buddle didn't just rise to power, he reshaped the power dynamics within Australia's criminal underworld, the structure of power. The Comancheros, like many notorious biker gangs, aren't just a ragtag group of lawless riders. They are a meticulously organized syndicate. At the top of this complex web sits the commander, a role currently held by Mark Buddle, whose influence and decisions ripple through the gang and beyond. The structure of the Comancheros is hierarchical, beginning with the commander, followed by vice presidents, sergeants-at-arms, treasurers, and road captains, down to the prospects who aspire to full membership. Each level has distinct roles and responsibilities, ensuring operations run as smoothly as any major enterprise. Road captains coordinate logistics and rides, while treasurers manage the gang's substantial finances derived from various illicit activities. As commander, Buddle wields enormous power, directing the gang's strategic vision and major decisions. His role involves not only overseeing criminal enterprises, but also maintaining order and loyalty within the ranks. He negotiates alliances, directs major operations, handles severe disciplinary actions, and ensures the gang's profitability. His words are final, illustrating the absolute power he holds, a stark contrast to corporate CEOs who are often accountable to boards and shareholders. This comparison with traditional corporate structures is intriguing. Whereas a CEO might motivate through vision and shareholder value, Buddle's tools are fear, loyalty, and the promise of riches. Though both types of leaders wield significant power, the stakes within the underworld are brutally higher, involving life and death decisions. In Buddle's world, leadership isn't about climbing the corporate ladder. It's about absolute control and survival in Australia's criminal hierarchy. Criminal enterprises. The criminal enterprises of the Comancheros are vast and varied, forming a dark web that stretches far beyond Australian borders. At the core of their empire stands drug trafficking, a lucrative venture that has emboldened them to establish sophisticated networks for the distribution of narcotics. Extortion and protection rackets also line their pockets, ensnaring businesses and individuals into a cycle of fear and dependency. Mark Buddle, as the Supreme Commander, has not only sustained but expanded these operations, giving the Comancheros a notorious international footprint. By leveraging advanced communication technologies and utilizing a network of loyal expatriates, Buddle orchestrates a global criminal operation from his remote hideouts. These international links enable the gang to smuggle drugs across continents, launder money through offshore accounts, and enforce their rule even from afar. A stark illustration of the gang's ruthless tactics was the infamous murder of a security guard in the heart of Sydney, an event that shook the public and law enforcement alike. This was no random act of violence, but a calculated move by the Comancheros to assert dominance and instill fear. The guard, caught in a dispute that escalated tragically, became yet another victim of the gang's aggressive expansion strategy. His death highlighted the dangerous lengths to which Buddle and his lieutenants would go to protect their interests. These criminal activities are not just chapters of a sordid tale, but underscore a chilling reality. Under Buddle's leadership, the Comancheros have evolved from local toughs to a transnational syndicate. This global reach not only complicates law enforcement efforts, but also signifies a perilous shift in how modern criminal empires operate. Managing from afar. Mark Buddle's leadership saga took a dramatic turn when he decided to manage the sprawling Comanchero empire from afar, first relocating to Dubai and later to Lebanon. This move did not signify a step back, but rather a strategic repositioning, allowing him to orchestrate operations from a distance with the help of modern technology and a loyal network. To maintain control over his criminal empire across continents, Buddle relied heavily on encrypted communications. These digital tools enabled him to send orders and receive updates securely, ensuring that despite the physical distance, his command remained absolute. Additionally, he appointed trusted lieutenants in strategic locations who acted as his eyes and hands, executing his directives with precision. These local commanders ensured that Buddle's will was implemented, from Sydney's back alleys to the bustling streets of international cities. However, the reliance on encrypted communication became a double-edged sword during the infamous ANOM scandal. In a sophisticated sting operation, law enforcement agencies introduced an encrypted app that was covertly monitored by them, cleverly marketed to the criminal underworld as a safe platform for their communications. The Comancheros, under Buddle's direction, adopted this technology, unwittingly exposing their most secretive dealings to police scrutiny. This led to significant arrests and seizures, delivering a major blow to the gang's operations and demonstrating the risks associated with remote management. Through this ordeal, the challenges of managing a criminal network from afar were laid bare. While technology facilitated a global reach and operational secrecy, it also introduced vulnerabilities that were expertly exploited by law enforcement, proving that even the most cautious strategies have their Achilles heel. Challenges of leadership. Leading a notorious gang like the Comancheros, especially from afar, poses unique challenges even for a leader like Mark Buddle. His tenure has been marked by not just external threats, but internal conflicts and power struggles as well. Ambitious underlings and disgruntled members constantly test his authority, each seeing themselves as potential leaders. These internal rifts threaten the cohesion of the gang, necessitating a careful balance of fear and reward to maintain control. Compounding these internal issues is relentless law enforcement pressure. Agencies across multiple countries coordinate major crackdowns, aiming to dismantle the extensive criminal network Buddle oversees. High-profile raids, arrests, and lengthy court cases disrupt operations and force constant strategic adjustments. Each police operation unravels part of the web Buddle has woven, challenging his ability to lead effectively from a distance. Amid these pressures, public and media perception of Buddle and the Comancheros fluctuates between vilification and begrudging fascination. Media outlets dissect his every move, painting him as a criminal mastermind one moment and a ruthless outlaw the next. This spotlight adds another layer of complexity to his leadership, influencing public opinion and thereby coloring the political and social landscape in which the gang operates. These layers of challenges underscore the precariousness of Buddle's position. Balancing internal dynamics, evading law enforcement's grasp, and managing public relations requires cunning and adaptability that few can muster. In this high-stakes game, Buddle's leadership is continuously tested, proving that running a criminal empire is about more than just wielding power. It's about outsmarting opponents both within and outside the organization. Future implications. As we gaze into the murky horizon of the Comancheros' future, under Mark Buddle's remote leadership, several potential scenarios emerge, each fraught with its own set of consequences and opportunities. Currently, Despite significant legal and law enforcement challenges, the Comancheros remain a formidable force in the criminal underworld, with Buddle still at the helm. His strategic acumen and ruthless approach have kept the gang's operations vibrant and profitable. The continuous pressure from international law enforcement could eventually erode the gang's structure, leading to its disintegration. Conversely, the organization might continue its dominance in the criminal world, adapting to and overcoming challenges through innovation in tactics, and perhaps even expanding further into new territories. Another intriguing possibility is the emergence of new leadership. As law enforcement strategies evolve and internal pressures mount, a more locally based leader could rise, potentially shifting the gang's strategies or even its core activities. In closing, the enduring presence of the Comancheros and similar criminal networks continues to cast a long shadow over society. Their activities not only foster a culture of violence and corruption, but also strain judicial systems and law enforcement resources globally. The societal impact is profound, affecting not just direct victims of their crimes, but also influencing economic and policy decisions at national and international levels. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into the shadowy world of Mark Buddle and the Comancheros. As we've explored the complex layers of leadership, crime, and international intrigue, it's clear that the impact of such networks stretches far beyond their immediate dealings. What do you think the future holds for organized crime as global law enforcement evolves? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay tuned and stay curious.